Sources of liability for damages. 1. Fraud. Dulo. Is the intentional deception made by one person resulting in the injury of another. So the fraud referred to is incidental fraud. That is fraud incident to the performance of a pre-existing obligation. 2. Negligence. Culpa. Consists in the omission by the obligor of that diligence which is required by the nature of the obligation and corresponds with the circumstances of the person, of the time, and of the place. Delay, mora. Number 3. Like when there has been judicial or extrajudicial demand and the debtor does not comply his obligation, delay will occur. Number 4. In contravention of the tenor of the obligation refers to the violation of the term and condition or defects in the performance of the obligation, like when a landlord fails to maintain a legal and peaceful position of a tenant being leased by the latter because the landlord was not the owner and the real owner wants to occupy the land. Ganyan. There is a contravention of the tenor of the obligation. Other sources of liability for damages. Loss of the thing with the fault of debtor. Deterioration with the fault of debtor. Article 1189. Kinds of damages. One is the moral damages. Include physical sufferings, mental anguish, fright, serious anxiety, besmirch, reputation, wounded feeling, moral shock, social humiliation, and similar injury. Two, exemplary damages imposed by way of example or correction for the public good, like in a quasi-delect if the defendant acted with a gross negligence. Article 2231. Three, nominal damages are adjudicated in order that a right of the plaintiff which has been violated by the defendant may be vindicated or recognized and not for the purpose of indemnifying the plaintiff for any loss suffered by him. Article 2221 NCC. Number 4. Temperate or moderate damages are more than nominal but less than compensatory damages may be recovered when the court finds that its amount cannot, from the nature of the case, be proved with certainty. Pecuniary loss means loss of money or of something by which money or something of money value may be acquired. Number 5. Actual or compensatory damages, except as provided by law or a stipulation, one is entitled to an adequate compensation only for such pecuniary loss suffered by him as he has duly proved. Article 2199. Damages may be recovered for the loss or impairment of earning capacity in case of temporary or permanent personal injury. For injury to the plaintiff business standing or commercial credit. Liquidated damages are those agreed upon by parties to a contract to be paid in case of breach thereof. Article 1174, except in cases expressly specified by the law, or when it is otherwise declared by stipulation, or when the nature of the obligation requires the assumption of risk, no person shall be responsible for those events which could not be foreseen, or which, though foreseen, were inevitable. Fortuitous event is an event which cannot be foreseen, which though foreseen is inevitable. Yan ang tawag doon. Fortuitous event proper are acts of God such as volcanic eruption, earthquake, lightning, etc. is now similar with force majeure or acts of man such as conflagration, war, robbery, etc. One, requisite necessary to constitute fortuitous event. One, the failure of the debtor to comply with obligation must be independent from the human will. The occurrence makes it impossible for the debtor to fulfill the obligation on a normal manner, and the obligor did not take part as to aggravate the injury of the creditor. Two, as a general rule, no person shall be responsible for fortuitous event. Example, Gaia obliges herself to deliver a determined car to Tito on December 30, 1998. Before the arrival of the period, the car was struck by lightning and was totally destroyed. Gaia cannot be held responsible for the destruction of the car. Hence, her obligation to deliver is extinguished. Okay, exception. When the person is responsible despite the fortuitous event. A. When the law expressly supervises us, the debtor is guilty of fraud, negligence, or in contravention of the tenor of the obligation. So, pinabayaan niya. So, hindi aksidente yun. The debtor has proved to deliver the same thing to two or more persons who do not have the same interest. The thing to be delivered is generic. The debtor is guilty of default or delay. The debtor is guilty of concurrent negligence. B. When declared by stipulation. C. When the nature of obligation requires the assumption of risk. An example of this is a contract of insurance. Article 1175. Usurious transactions shall be governed by special laws. Note CB Circular 905 suspend the ceiling in the usury law. Hence, parties can agree as to the rate of interest. Kinds of interest. 1. Conventional. The rate which is agreed upon by the parties. 2. Legal interest, the party which is prescribed by law. 3. Lawful interest, the rate which is agreed upon by the parties but which rate is within the rate authorized by law. 4. Usurious interest, the rate which is in excess of the maximum rate of interest allowed by law. Article 1176. The receipt of the principal by the creditor without reservation with respect to the interest shall give rise to the presumption that said interest has been paid. The receipt of the latter installment of a debt without reservation as to prior installment shall likewise raise the presumption that such installment have been paid. Presumption means the inference as to the existence of a certain fact which, if not contradicted, is considered as true. The presumption in the above article is a disputable presumption, which whereby one can be contradicted by presenting proof to the contrary, while a conclusive presumption does not admit any evidence or proof, hence it is considered as a fact. Presumption under this article is 1. Receipt of the principal without reservation as to the interest shall be give rise to the presumption that the said interest has been paid. Okay. 2. When the creditor issues a receipt of a later installment of a debt without reservation as to prior installment is presumed to have been paid. Hindi mo na consider sa bayan na yun. Article 1177. The creditor, after having pursued the property of possession, in possession of the debtor to satisfy their claims, may exercise all the rights and bring all the action of the latter for the same purpose, save those which are inherent in this person. They may also impugn the acts which the debtor may have done to defraud them. So, rights of creditor, in order to satisfy the claim against the debtor, creditors have the following suggestive right. 1. To levy by attachment and execution upon all the property of the debtor, except such as are exempt by law from execution. 2. To exercise all the rights and action of the debtor, except such as are inherently personal to him. And 3. To ask for the rescission of the contract made by the debtor and proud of their rights. Article 1178. Subject to the laws, all rights acquired in virtue of an obligation are transmissible, if there has been no stipulation to the contrary. As a rule, all rights acquired in virtue of an obligation are transmissible, except in the following cases: when the law so provides. Number 2, when the parties stipulate otherwise, by agreement of parties that the rights acquired on them will not be transmitted to any other person. 3, when the obligation is purely personal in nature. General provision on contract. Article 1305. A contract is a meeting of minds between two persons whereby one binds himself with respect to the other to give something or to render service. So Article 1254A. The above article defines the term contract. In a contract, one or more persons bind themselves with respect to another or reciprocally to the fulfillment of a presentation to give, to do, or not to do. Elements of contract. 1. Essential elements. Those elements without which there can be no valid contract. These elements are consent, object or subject matter, and cause or consideration. 2. Natural elements. Those elements which are found in a contract by its nature and presumed by law to exist, such as warranty of hidden defects or eviction and contract of sale. 3. Accidental element, those which exist by virtue of an agreement for the purpose of expanding, limiting, or modifying a contract. Such accidental elements are condition, clauses, terms, modes of payment, or penalties. Stages of a contract. 1. Preparatory or conception. Process of a contract such as bargaining, negotiation to arrive at a defined contract. 2. Perspection or birth. There is now a meeting of mind to arrive at a definite agreement as to the subject matter, cause or consideration, terms, and condition of contract. Number 3. Consumption or debt, which is the fulfillment or performance of the term and condition agreed upon in the contract may be said to have been fully accomplished or executed. Characteristic of the contract. 1. Freedom to contract. They may establish terms and conditions as they may deem convenient. 2. Relativity. It is binding only upon the parties and their successor. 3. Obligatory force. It constitutes the law as between the parties. 4. Mutuality. Its validity and performance cannot be left to the will of only one of the parties. Classification of a contract form. 1 as to perfection. A. Consensual. 1 which is perfected by mere consent. Article 115. B. Real contract. Perfected by mere consent and by the delivery of the object or subject matter. Example, deposit, pledge, or comodatum. 2. As to dependence of to other contract. Principal. 1 which can stand alone. X. A contract of sale. Lease. B. Accessory. Those which are dependent upon another contract. Example, contract of mortgage, place of guarantee. C. Preparatory. Those which is created in order to that a future transaction or contract may be entered into by the parties. Example, contract of partnership or agency. 3. According to the name or designation. A. Nominate. 1 which has particular name or designation such as sale, agency, etc. We enumerate those with that particular name. 4. According to the nature of obligation. Meron tayong unilateral, which where only one has an obligation to perform. Sample, contract of donation, accommodation. B. Bilateral, which where both parties have reciprocal obligation to perform. Example, sale. 5. According to risk involved. A. Commutative, where there is an exchange of value such as lease. B. Aleatory, one which the fulfillment of the obligation depends upon chance. Example, contract of insurance. 6. According to cause. A. One ruse. One which imposes valuable considerations such as sale, mortgage. Gratuitous. One which one of the parties does not receive any valuable consideration such as comodatum. According to form. Number 7. Oral, by word of mouth of the parties. B. Written. The agreement which is reduced in writing, which may be public or private document. Article 1306. The contracting parties may establish such stipulation, clauses, terms, and conditions as they may deem convenient, provided they are not contrary to laws, morals, good custom, public order, or public policy. Article 1255A. Then, Article 1307, anonymate contract shall be regulated by the stipulations of the party, by the provisions of contract, by the rules governing the most analogous nominate contracts, and by the cost. Contracts bind by both parties. Article 1308. The contract must bind both contracting parties. Its validity or compliance cannot be left to the will of one of them. Article 1309. The determination of the performance may be left to a third person, whose decision shall not be binding until it has been made known to both contracting parties. Article 1310. The determination shall not be obligatory if it is evidently inequitable. In such case, the court shall decide what is equitable under circumstances. Determination of performance by third persons. As a rule, compliance with a contract cannot be left to the will of one of the contracting parties. However, the determination of its performance may be left to a third person after it has been made known to both contracting parties, provided further the parties are not when the third party acted in bad faith or by mistake. The court shall decide what is equitable under the circumstances. Example, Gaia sold her parcel of land to Laura. It was agreed that Maya, a real estate appraiser, would be the one to determine the reasonable price of the land. Maya then fixed the price after considering the factors affecting the land and informing both contracting party that the decision is just and suitable. If the decision made by Maya is manifestly inequitable, the court may call upon to decide what is equitable. Article 1311. Contracts take effect only between two parties. They're assigned in here except in case where the rights and obligations arising from the contract are not transmissible by their nature or by stipulation or by provision of law. The here is not liable beyond the value of the property he preserved from the decedent. If a contract should contain some stipulation in favor of a third party, he may demand its fulfillment provided he communicated his acceptance to the obligor before its revocation. A mere incidental benefit or interest of a person is not sufficient. The contracting parties must have clearly and deliberately conferred a favor upon third party. Article 1312. In contracts creating real rights, third person who come into possession of the object of the contract are bound thereby, subject to the provision of the mortgage law and the land registration laws. Article 113. Creditors are protected in cases of contract intended to defraud them. Article 114. Any third person who induces another to violate his contract shall be liable for damages to the other contracting party. Induce. Cases where third person may be affected by a contract. One, in determining the performance of both parties. So, Article 1309. Number two, in contracts containing a stipulation in favor of a third person. Article 1311. In contracts creating real rights. Article 1312. In contracts entered into defraud creditor. Article 1313. May bandalaya. And contracts which have been violated at the inducement of the third party. Yeah. Article 314. 314 or 1314. Example, Gaia mortgaged his parcel of land in favor of Laura as collateral for her debt. The mortgage is duly registered. Later on, Gaia sold the same land to Tito. In this case, Tito bought the land subject to the mortgage constituted thereon. Tito, although a stager in the mortgage, being a real right, follow the property on the right of Laura to mortgage. Follows the property on the right of Laura to mortgage. Article 1317. No one may contract in the name of another without being authorized by the latter, or unless he has by law a right to represent him. A contract entered into the name of another by one who has no authority or legal representation or who has acted beyond his power shall be unenforceable unless it is ratified expressly or impliedly by the person on whose behalf it has been executed before it is revoked by the other contracting party. Article 1259A. Chapter 2. Essential requisites of contract. General provisions. Article 118. There is no contract unless the following requisites occur. 1. Consent of the contracting parties. 2. Object certain which is subject matter of the contract. 3. Cause of obligation. Consent is manifested by the meeting of the offer and the acceptance upon the thing and the cost which are to constitute the contract. The offer must be certain and acceptable acceptance absolute. A qualified acceptance constitutes a counter offer. Acceptance made by letter or telegram does not bind the offerer except from the time it came to his knowledge. The contract in such a case is presumed to have been entered into place when the offer was made. 1262A. Article 120. An acceptance may be expressed or implied. Article 1321, the person making the offer may fix the time, place, and manner of acceptance, all of which must be complied with. Article 1322, an offer made through an agent is accepted from the time acceptance is communicated to him. Article 1323, an offer becomes ineffective upon the death, civil interdiction, insanity, or insolvency of either party before acceptance is conveyed. Article 1324, when the offerer has allowed the offeree a certain period to accept, the offer may be withdrawn at any time before acceptance by communicating such withdrawal, except when the option is founded upon a consideration as something paid or compromise. Article 1325, unless it appears otherwise, business advertisement of things for sale are not definite offers, but mere invitation to make an offer. Article 1326, advertisement for bidders, invitation to make proposal, and the advertiser is not bound to accept the highest or lowest bidder unless the contrary appears. Article 137, the following cannot give consent to a contract. A. Unemancipated minors. 2. Insane or demented person and deaf mute who do not know how to write. Article 128, contracts entered into during or lucid interval are valid. Contracts agreed to in a state of drunkenness or during a hypnotic spell are voidable. Article 1, the incapacity declared in Article 127 is subject to the modification determined by law and is understood to be without prejudice to special disqualification established by law. Article 1330, a contract where consent is given to violence, intimidation, undue influence, or fraud is voidable. Mga pinilit na contract. Invalidate consent, it should refer to the substance of the thing which is the object of the contract, or two, those conditions which principally move one or both parties to enter into the contract. Mistake as to be the identity or qualification of one of the parties will beget consent only when such identity or qualification have been the principal cause of contract. A simple mistake of account shall give rise to its correction. Article 1332, when one of the parties is unable to read, or if the contract is in language not understood by him, and mistake or fraud is alleged, the person enforcing the contract must show that the terms thereof have been fully explained to the former. Article 1333, there is no mistake if the party alleging it to know the doubt, contingency, or risk affecting the object of the contract. 1334, mutual error as to the legal effect of agreement when the real purpose of the parties is frustrated by the vitiate consent. Article 1335, there is violence when an order to risk consent, serious or irresistible force is employed. There is intimidation when one of the contracting parties is compelled by a reasonable and well-grounded fear of an imminent and grave peril upon his person or property, or upon the person or property of his spouse, descendant, or ascendant to give his consent. To determine the degree of intimidation, the age, sex, and condition of the person shall be borne in mind. A threat to enforce one's claim to competent authority, if the claim is just or legal, does not beget consent. Article 136, violence or intimidation shall annul the obligation, although it may have been employed by third person who did not take part in the contract. Article 157, there is undue influence when a person takes improper advantage of his power over the will of another, depriving the latter of a reasonable freedom of choice. The following circumstances shall be considered: the confidential, family, spiritual, and other relations between the parties, or the fact that person alleged to have been unduly influenced was suffering from mental weakness or was ignorant or in financial distress. Article 138. There is fraud when the insidious word or machination of one of the contracting parties, the other is induced to enter the contract which, without them, he would not have agreed to. 1269. Article 1339, failure to disclose fact when there is a duty to reveal them, as when the parties are bound by confidential relations, constitute fraud. Article 1340, the usual exaggeration in trade when the other party had an opportunity to know the facts are not in themselves fraudulent. Article 1341, a mere expression of an opinion does not signify fraud. unless made by an expert and the other party has relied on the former's special knowledge. Article 142, misrepresentation by a third person does not mediate consent unless such misrepresentation has created substantial mistake in the same as usual. Article 143, misrepresentation made in good faith is not fraudulent but may constitute error. Article 144, in order that fraud may make a contract voidable, it should be serious and should not have been employed by both contracting parties. Incidental fraud only obliges the person employing it to pay damages. Article 135, 145, simulation of a contract may be absolute or relative. The former takes place when the parties do not intend to be bound at all. The latter when parties conceal their true agreement. So Article 146, an absolutely simulated or fictitious contract is void. A relative simulation when it does not prejudice a third person and is not intended for any purpose contrary to law, morals, good custom, public order, or public policy binds the parties to the real agreement. Section 2, Object of Contract. Article 147, all things which are not outside of the commerce of men, including future things, may be the object of a contract. All rights which are not intransmittable may also be the object of contracts. So no contracts may be entered into upon future inheritance except in cases expressly authorized by law. All services which are not contrary to law, morals, good custom, public order, or public policy may likewise be the object of the contract. 1271A. Article 148. Impossible things or services cannot be the object of the contract. Article 149. The object of every contract must be determinate so as to its kind. The fact that the quantity is not determined shall not be an obstacle to the existence of a contract, provided it is possible to determine the same without the need of a new contract between the parties. Until 73. Section 3. Cause of contract. Article 150. An onerous, one-rose contract, contracts, the cause is understood to be for each contracting party, the prestation or promise of a thing or service by the other, and remunatory ones, the service or benefit which is remunerated. And in contract of pure beneficence, the mere liberality of the benefactor. Article 151. The particular motives of the parties in entering into a contract are different from cause thereof. Cause or with unlawful cause produce no effect whatever. The cause is unlawful if is contrary to law, moral, good custom, public order, or public policy. Article 153, the statement of a false cause in contract shall render them void. If it should be not be proved, they shall be rounded upon another cause which is true and lawful. 154, although the cause is not stated in the contract, it is presumed that it exists and is lawful unless the letter proves the contrary. Article 155, except in cases specified by law, lesion or inadequacy of cause shall not invalidate a contract unless there has been fraud, mistake, or undue influence. So, innocence of the law excuses no one. This is the end of this topic.